Greetings, Commanders! If you watched my last video, you may have noticed that I had a really big hospital. 11,000 is the size of my hospital, and I'm only a level 9 or 10 arc. And the reason I have such a massive hospital is because I know from being a high-level player that you're going to be getting into a lot of fights, and that means you're going to be losing a lot of Tier 1 and Tier 2 early on. So you have to have a big hospital to make room for all those guys. But the game really doesn't reward you with a big hospital the conventional way of just leveling up your med bay. It just doesn't give you much. If you click information, go to more information, you can see mine is really high. And the reason it's really high is because there is a modifier, two modifiers actually. One in the space station, if you go, I'm sorry, in the Paraloper, not the space station, and you upgrade this Paradragon. Every time you upgrade the dragon, your initial medical center capacity is increased by the base amount. So mine's at plus 2100. In order to upgrade this, you have to have metacrystals. In order to get metacrystals, you have to come back to the time in Space War, and you have to play this mini game, which means you got to do a lot of clicking, right? A lot of clicking down here. I'm trying to turn there. This isn't working. Okay, well, it's this thing. Oh, God, what a mess. Anyway, you spawn these little ships, you combine them onto each other, you drop them onto each other, they make bigger ships, and then eventually you get these super massive ships where you can upgrade them later on. Early on, you'd think that you want the Diablos because they have a faster collection of crystals, but really, you probably want the Apocs because they'll let you get the level a lot higher, which will allow you to open more merchant slots. It's kind of a preference thing. I'm doing a little bit of balance of both, and you could do this mop-up every other day or so, and it gives you a ton of crystals. And these are the crystals you use to increase that medical hospital capacity. The other way is in that merchant or in the vending machine sometimes, you will actually get the hospital capacity increase buff. If you actually go down to war, down to the bottom, medical center capacity increased. So I have mine on right now for 200% for 8 hours. So my hospital size is literally doubled or tripled. And that's because I've been getting into a lot of fights locally, right? So my commander, this is an important equation, has 1,100 leadership. That means I can fit 1,100 troops per slot. And each commander in this game gets 6 attacking slots, right? So if you get your commander here, 1,100 leadership, I get 1,100 leadership per slot. If I lose my entire army, I will lose 1,100 times 6. So I need a hospital capacity that'll fit 6,600 units, my entire army. Otherwise, those units will be permanently lost. We call them massacred. They don't fit in the hospital. They disappear forever. It's part of getting zeroed. And in this game early on, you're going to be fighting a lot with Tier 2. And it's really cheap to build Tier 2, and it's really cheap to heal Tier 2. So make sure you have a nice big hospital capacity. Make sure you heal your troops quickly when they die from a battle, and get them back out there and fighting and keep farming those arcs. So, yeah, if you can't keep the medical hospital capacity buff on all the time, definitely make sure you have the Paraloper upgraded really fast. I'm just pouring all my metacrystal into that Paraloper because I know that that's just a great early game value for the next, I don't know, 3 months of this game for sure. I'm going to throw this little tidbit onto the back of this video because I think people can pick this up quickly. And this is how it works. It's how to calculate leadership. So if you have an 1,100 leadership commander, that means they can fit 1,100 units on their slot, right? But the Spider Tier 2 is 10 units. He takes up 10 instead of 1. A Ranger only takes up 1 unit, right? So when you want to calculate how many Rangers or how many Spiders can fill up 1,100 leadership, it's basically divided by 10. 1,100 divided by 10, so it's 110 per slot. That means 110 per slot, and you have 6 slots. You need to multiply that by 6. You need 660 spiders to fill up all the slots for an 1,100 leadership commander. And that's universal for infantry, walker, airship. Lurkers are 4 units. Airships, the Hummingbird is 10, the Seagull's 20. And you'll start to realize that infantry are a lot smaller unit-wise, so you have to build a lot more of them, but the price is all the same. You can argue about the value of cash and stuff, but essentially it's all the same. And yeah, I'm not going to get anything worse than that. That's how you calculate it. There you go.